You didn't chase this. You absolutely did not go looking for it, ask for it, or even secretly wish for it in the quietest corners of your heart. You didn't cast a net. You didn't light a candle. You didn't try to attract them in any conscious or subconscious way. For the first time, perhaps in your entire life, your focus was entirely and unapologetically turned inward. You were living your life finally and unequivocally for you. Your world had become a sanctuary, a space of quiet, deliberate cultivation after what felt like an eternity of fighting for your own peace, of battling external expectations and internal demons just to claim a small patch of solid ground for yourself. This was your era of sacred selfishness, of rebuilding your own kingdom from the inside out, wall by sturdy wall. You were tending to your own garden, and you had posted a sign on the gate that read, "Do not disturb." And yet, despite all the walls and all the signs, it happened anyway. Without your permission or explicit invitation, a gaze found you. It wasn't a casual glance or a fleeting look of appreciation. It was the intense, unwavering, almost startling look of someone younger, someone who should, by all societal logic, be looking right past you. Their gaze didn't just land on your surface, it plunged directly without hesitation, past all your carefully constructed defenses and into the very core of who you are. It was a look of profound recognition, as if they had been searching for you without even knowing it. And on a level that defies all logic, a level that makes your rational mind squirm with discomfort. You know this is more than a fleeting crush or a passing infatuation. This is not about your appearance, your status, or anything you can quantify. Something in them, some deep and ancient part of their soul, some cellular memory that has been dormant for lifetimes, simply recognized something essential and timeless in you. It was a resonance, a frequency match so perfect and so unexpected that it sent a tremor through the foundations of the peaceful world you had worked so hard to build. In a world that screams for attention, a world of perpetual noise, flashing lights, and frantic self-promotion, you have cultivated a profound emotional stillness. This isn't a passive emptiness or a state you were born with. It is a monumental achievement, a treasure forged in the hottest fires of personal experience. It is the hard-won byproduct of 1,000 private battles, of nights spent wrestling with your own shadows, of mornings spent choosing peace over being right. You wear this calm not as a mask to hide behind, but as a second skin seamlessly integrated into your very being. It is present in the steady, unhurried rhythm of your breathing. Even when chaos erupts around you, it is in the deliberate way you move, the way you listen more than you speak, and the way you gracefully and without apology refuse to be pulled into the vortex of unnecessary drama that consumes so many. To this younger soul who is still navigating the turbulent, unpredictable tempests of their own inner world, your stillness is not just an admirable or interesting trait. It is a revelation. It is a safe harbor in the middle of a raging, seemingly endless sea. They are on a ship being tossed by the violent waves of their own burgeoning identity, their anxieties about the future, the crushing weight of expectation, and the dizzying array of choices and pressures that define their generation. And then they see you. You are the lighthouse, standing resolute and unshakable. Your light cutting through the fog of their confusion. Your calm is the primary, most potent point of attraction, a magnetic north for their spinning compass. From a Jungian perspective, this pull is not merely psychological, it is archetypal. Younger souls are often on an unconscious quest for the integrated self, the state of psychic wholeness that their own ego has not yet had the time, experience, or courage to build. They are a collection of disparate parts, ambition, fear, passion, insecurity, all vying for control. You and your quiet centeredness represent that integration. Your peace is the living, breathing proof that the inner harmony they desperately crave is not a fantasy but an attainable reality. You are the promise made manifest. They see in you not a finished product, but a process they yearn to understand. How did you get here? How did you quiet the voices? How did you learn to be so profoundly at home in your own skin? Your very presence becomes a quiet miracle to them, a powerful, irresistible magnetic force that their soul is drawn to, not out of a sense of weakness or dependency, but out of a deep instinctual and healthy need for a model of authentic peace. They aren't looking for you to save them. They are looking to you to show them how to save themselves. The second and perhaps rarer and more potent layer of this profound attraction lies in something our modern world has almost completely devalued, if not outright mocked. You don't play games. There are no hidden agendas lurking beneath your kindness, no manipulative subtext woven into the fabric of your conversations. Your actions are a direct, seamless, and startlingly pure expression of your words. What you say is what you mean, and what you do is what you say you will do. You are not one person today and a different, unrecognizable person tomorrow. This consistency is not born of rigidity or a lack of spontaneity. It is the natural outcome of a deeply integrated personality. To this younger soul, who has been raised in and is surrounded by the exhausting emotional volatility and performative nature of modern social life, your presence is like a long, cool drink of clean water in a vast, scorching desert of insincerity. They are accustomed to the soul-seek, crushing, energy-draining work of trying to figure people out. They have been trained to decipher cryptic texts, to analyze the precise length of a pause in a phone call, to obsess over what was left unsaid, to navigate the minefield of ghosting, breadcrumbing, and orbiting. They are exhausted from the constant performance, the curated online personas, the pressure to be perpetually witty, attractive, and unbothered. It is a relentless, draining masquerade with you. All of that exhausting work is gloriously, blessedly unnecessary. The relentless hum of social anxiety in their nervous system simply stops in a Jungian sense. This is because you have integrated your shadow to a significant degree. You have dared to descend into your own psychic underworld and face the parts of yourself you'd rather deny. Your anger, your envy, your fear, your capacity for cruelty. You've looked your own darkness in the eye, and as a result, you are not owned by it. You are not reactive, lashing out from a place of unacknowledged wounds. You have no need to manipulate others to get your needs met, because you have learned to meet your own needs. Because you are not afraid of your own darkness. You are not afraid of theirs either. This allows you to be devastatingly, beautifully, and consistently honest. This consistency isn't boring to them, it's breathtaking. It is the solid, reliable granite foundation upon which true intimacy, the kind their soul is starving for, can actually be built. Every honest interaction, every straightforward answer, every promise kept sends a powerful message that calms their entire nervous system on a primal level. That message is, you are safe with me. The games stop here. You can put down the mask. You can be real with me because I will always be real with you. This safety is the rarest and most precious currency in the modern relational world, and you possess it in abundance, not because you are trying to, but because it is simply who you are. Now, we arrive at a crucial mind-bending dynamic that underpins the intensity of their connection to you. In many ways, you represent their future, fully realized self. This is not about your job, your income, your social status, or your material accomplishments. They are not looking at your life and wanting your specific car or house. The attraction is far deeper and more metaphysical than that. They are seeing in you a living, breathing blueprint of the person they are striving on a deep soul level to become. It is a profound and startling glimpse into their own potential. The quiet, self-assured confidence you carry, the kind that doesn't need to announce itself, is the very same confidence they are fumbling and fighting to cultivate within themselves. The wisdom that shines in your eyes, a light born from hard-won experience, from failures embraced and lessons learned, is the very wisdom their soul has been searching for in books, podcasts, and fleeting moments of insight. The way you navigate conflict with grace, the way you hold boundaries with love, the way you find joy in simple things. These are all skills their inner being is desperately trying to master. This is projection, but not in the negative way we usually think of it, where we project our insecurities or flaws onto others. This is projection in its highest and healthiest sense, what the psychologist Carl Jung might refer to as the projection of thema or animus. Their soul in its entirety is projecting its own highest potential, its own inner image of wholeness onto you. You have become the screen upon which their future self is being shown. This explains the unnerving, almost shocking intensity in their gaze. When they look at you, they are not just admiring you in the way one admires a beautiful painting or a captivating performer. They are studying you. They are absorbing your essence. They are watching how you breathe, how you react, how you think, how you simply are in the world. Their soul is taking notes. It is a gaze of overwhelming relief, a silent exclamation of finally. When they look at you, their soul whispers with a profound sense of homecoming. That is where I'm going. That is who I am meant to become. This is why your presence feels like destiny to them. Because in a very real, tangible way, you are their destination. You are the living proof that the person they hope to be is not just a dream, not just a vague aspiration, but a real attainable state of being. You are their North Star, their roadmap, and their destination, all rolled into one. They are drawn to you with such force because you are not just a person they love. You are the embodiment of their own salvation, the promise of their own becoming. For a long time, perhaps for months or even longer, you may have told yourself you were imagining it. It felt like a delusion, a product of ego or wishful thinking. You felt a gentle, persistent, and undeniable energy trying to get your attention, and your first, second, and third instinct was to dismiss it, to explain it away with cold, hard logic. It manifested as a tangible shift in the atmosphere whenever they were near, a subtle but distinct change in the energetic pressure in the room that announced their presence before you even saw or heard them. The air itself seemed to thrum with a different frequency, a quiet hum that only you could perceive. You dismissed it as a coincidence, a trick of the light, your own mind playing games with you. But this experience is trying to teach you a fundamental lesson, one that lies at the very core of real earned strength. It is built in silence and it communicates in silence. Your years of inner work, of quiet contemplation, of choosing integrity when no one was watching. All of this has cultivated a substance within you, a spiritual and emotional density that is palpable to those who are sensitive enough to feel it. Your silence speaks with more volume and clarity than 1,000 shouted words. You do not need to perform your depth or broadcast your wisdom for it to be known. They feel it in a world that feels increasingly unstable and chaotic. They feel the unshakable foundation beneath your feet when the world is trembling. They feel the deep, quiet well of your peace when they are parched by their own anxiety. This message is for you right now because that feeling is not an accident. It is not a figment of your overactive imagination. It is the real, palpable, energetic signature of a deep connection being sent your way. A signal being broadcast directly to your soul. It is the quiet but persistent voice of your intuition, the very same inner voice you have spent years learning to trust above all others, telling you a new and unexpected story. It's a story about being profoundly seen, not just for your accomplishments or your pleasing personality traits, but for the totality of who you are, your light, your shadows, your history, your scars, and the beautiful, resilient spirit that holds it all together. And this story, this recognition, is coming from someone whose soul, against all logic and all odds, found a perfect, undeniable, resonant frequency in yours. The feeling is real. The connection is real. Your intuition has been right all along. Perhaps the most powerful, the most profound, and for them the most intoxicating point of all is this. This younger soul is madly in love with the person they become when they are around you. This goes far beyond simple admiration or affection. Your secure, calm, non-judgmental presence acts as a key, unlocking rooms inside them they either forgot existed or were too afraid to enter. Your acceptance gives them a precious, unstated permission slip to be utterly and completely themselves. Think of all the parts of them they normally hide from the world out of a deep-seated fear of ridicule or rejection. Their quirky, offbeat sense of humor, their nerdy, passionate obsessions with subjects others find boring, the profound philosophical questions that keep them up at night, their moments of goofy, childlike vulnerability. All of these hidden, authentic, and most precious parts of their identity, which are normally kept under lock and key, feel safe enough to emerge and play in the warm, gentle sunlight of your company. When they are with you, something magical happens to them. They are suddenly more articulate, the words flowing effortlessly where they once struggled. They are funnier, their wit sharper and more spontaneous. They are bolder, more willing to share a half-formed idea or a wild dream without fear of being shot down. They feel more intelligent, more interesting, more alive. You are a catalyst for their highest self. Your presence doesn't force them to change, pressure them to improve, or demand that they be anything other than what they are. Instead, it creates a sacred space where they can naturally and effortlessly expand into the person they were always meant to be. This experience for them is utterly and completely intoxicating. It is more powerful than any drug, more thrilling than any worldly success. They are not just falling in love with you. They are falling in love with the expanded, more powerful, more authentic version of themselves that you so effortlessly call forth simply by being you. You are the mirror in which they see the very best and most true version of themselves reflected back. And for the first time, they believe that reflection is real. It is a vision of themselves that they are falling deeply, madly, and irrevocably in love with. Your love doesn't complete them. It allows them to complete themselves. If this message is resonating deep within you, if it feels less like a general statement and more like a private letter being read aloud, if it is validating a truth you have barely dared to whisper to yourself in the dead of night, then consider this your invitation. Become a part of this growing community of souls by clicking that subscribe button. This is not just another channel, it is a gathering place, a digital sanctuary for those who understand that the most profound relationships are often defined not by societal norms, age gaps, or checklists, but by a powerful, undeniable, and life-altering soul-level recognition. This is a space for the deep feelers, the old souls, and those who have walked the solitary path of inner work. By subscribing, you ensure that you never miss a message that could be meant specifically for you, a signpost on your journey that could arrive at the exact moment you need it most. Join us and affirm that you are ready to explore the deeper currents of connection that run beneath the surface of ordinary life. Maybe the central question isn't why they love you. Maybe trying to dissect their feelings with logic is like trying to capture the wind in a jar. Maybe the only question that truly matters right now is a much simpler and far more terrifying one. Are you ready to receive that love without shrinking from it? The moment you allow yourself to fully and completely acknowledge this truth, to let it land in your body as a fact and not a fantasy, a deafening chorus of doubt will almost certainly rise up to meet it. Your own mind, conditioned by decades of societal programming, family history, and personal heartbreaks, will begin to scream. It will whisper and then shout that you aren't worthy, that it's a mistake, that you've misunderstood. It will tell you it's a fluke, a phase they're going through, that it can't possibly last. It will point to the age difference, to your past failures, to every insecurity you've ever had as proof that this cannot be real. You must understand this with every fiber of your being. That loud, panicked, and persuasive chorus is not your intuition. It is your conditioning. It is the echo of old wounds, the ghost of heartbreaks past, terrified of being vulnerable again. It is the voice of fear whose only job is to keep you safe in the lonely prison of the familiar. Your true intuition is the quiet, steady, unwavering feeling you had from the very beginning, that subtle hum in the room, that sense of uncanny recognition in their eyes, that feeling of coming home to a place you've never been before. This connection is not a problem to be solved or a risk to be managed. It is proof. It is a testament, a living monument to all the difficult, courageous, and silent inner work you have done on yourself. This love is not something you have to contort yourself to be worthy of. It is the natural result of the worthiness you have already cultivated within after all the silent battles you have fought and won for your own soul. Are you finally ready to accept a gift you have so thoroughly and profoundly earned? Even if it has arrived in a package you never ever expected, you are seen, you are valued, and you are deeply, profoundly loved for the magnificent, wise, and resilient being you have fought so hard to become.